Welcome to episode 93 of the Concealed Taco Dudes podcast.
Welcome. This is the very exclusive episode 94, where... 93. Yes, 93. By invitation only.
Right. And...
VIP.
Right. We wanted to preserve the best talent for this show. Therefore, it's just me and Stan.
Yeah, it's the gray hairs.
Yeah.
Versus the young'uns.
It's the geezer episode.
Yeah, absolutely. No, everybody else apparently has more important things. They have a life.
It's been really, really hard for everybody to get together.
It's been a busy summer.
The last month.
For sure.
Hopefully that doesn't continue. Sorry we missed last week, but...
We missed you, though.
We did, terribly. There is a tear in the corner of my eye as I speak, thinking about how badly I missed everyone.
You are getting a little glassy-eyed. And milky-eyed, too, I might say. What are you, 50 now?
I've passed
Pushing
50.
Really?
Yeah, I'm 51.
Okay.
And you are?
I'm 56.
Whoa! You're ancient, Stan.
I'll be 57.
We used to joke at
I know.
how old you were.
Dude, I am old. Yeah, we started this show, the Gun Dudes, in 08.
Right. It's 21 now.
13. I was like 40-something.
Wow.
Maybe 50.
So
I can't do that. Addition or subtraction. Not right now. I'm not going to try. Somebody, if you guys want to figure that out, you can. But no, I've got a foot in the grave, too. I feel like I'm just wasting away.
Well, you look good, though.
No, I don't. My daughter competes in weightlifting and stuff like that.
Right.
And her trainer did a macro diet for me.
Okay.
Which turns out to be...
What is a macro diet?
Well, they figured out the macros, my age, my weight, and everything like that. Macros are your carbs and your carbs and your protein and your... What's the third one? 3 of them.
Sugar. Chocolate.
Could be. No, it is. It is sugar. Yeah, it is.
Hey.
Yeah, there you go. Maybe carbs are mixed in with that. But
sugar is carbs.
Is carbs.
Yeah.
But, I mean, so I drive a truck. I don't know if you guys know that. But especially now, I'm a real trucker now.
Yeah.
I wanted to be one, but I'm a real trucker now. 5,500 miles a week.
Gosh, I can't
New Jersey...
Imagine.
I've got a picture I can show you. You can see the New York skyline.
Yeah. From
where we turn out from the Meadowlands, New Jersey facility to Spokane and down in 4 days.
That's
4 days.
Insane.
Yeah.
The truck never stops.
It literally doesn't.
Yeah.
I mean, me and Carl.
Yeah.
The midget.
Yeah.
No offense.
Who wasn't invited.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, who's exactly your height. No offense.
Okay.
None taken.
None taken, I think.
Anyway, I mean, we literally, the truck, we started on Monday night, and it idles while one of us is asleep because you don't want to turn off the AC or anything like that. So if we have to fuel or go to the bathroom or anything like that, you pull over and do whatever you got to do, but the truck stays running for 4 days straight.
Wow.
And, so this is our second tractor.
Uh-huh.
We put over 600,000 miles on the first tractor.
Wow.
So we ran out of lease, and they gave us a new one, and we've had this one since, I think, February. You'd have to do the math, 5,500 miles a week, and we've got like 120,000 miles on it now.
Wow.
Since February.
That's a lot of driving. So what did he have you do for your diet?
So my daughter, but I digress. Thank you, Jason.
Well, I'm interested because I've altered my diet a bit.
This whole point is, I thought I was eating pretty healthy, but actually with this diet, I'm eating more whole foods like zucchini and squash and turkey burger and chicken.
Pick it off the vine and bite right
raw.
into it.
Yeah, leave the corn on the cob, but you leave all the shuck. You don't shuck it. You just eat the whole thing.
Yeah. It's delicious.
But no, so I mean, she actually weighed it out and everything like that, and it's more food than I can eat.
Huh?
And I lost weight. I lost like 20 pounds. Then I just got distracted and had a piece of pizza here, and then a whole pizza, and then 2.
in one sitting.
And now I'm back to where I am. So I kind of vary between 250 and 230, 220, something like that. But I saw a difference.
Nice. That's the way I've tried to always eat more whole foods and stuff, but with my heart condition, I can't believe I have to say that.
You have
now.
to say that.
Yeah.
You've got stents. You're a bionic man now.
I have 2 titanium stents in my heart.
Wow.
But yeah, I backed off some of the dairy. I didn't eat that much meat to begin with, but obviously bacon's gone.
Ooh.
It's all right. Starting to see some differences.
You know, that is so weird. I know people that smoke till they're like 104 and have no
Yeah.
problem. You're a mountain bike coach and you mountain bike your butt off.
Yeah.
You know, if only they could see into my heart, I bet you I'm due for 3 or 4 stints. You know,
It's
just waiting for it to happen.
You know, sometimes it doesn't matter what you do, genetics or whatever just catches up with you. And,
True story.
And that's what it is with me. So I'm like, okay, I'll make some changes. And
Yeah.
I'm supposed to go back in the next couple of weeks. We'll see what they say. I guess it's a month or 2 before I got to go in. Anyway, so there's your geriatric report.
Yeah. How do we get on that?
I hope you enjoyed.
The Wayback Machine. Sorry about that.
Even with 2 of us, we can get distracted.
I know. But, you know, I think that's the charm of the show.
Yes.
So,
It wouldn't be the concealed taco dudes
no.
if we didn't talk about pointless things that nobody cares about.
You know, I think people kind of relate to us like you. Well, I'm probably more like Joe Biden.
Okay.
I'm the one they walk out and say, "Okay, salute the Marines, salute the Marines." Yes, Dad.
Yeah, well.
Anyway.
Keep listening to that earpiece that we gave you when you walked in.
What?
Let's hit some sponsors really quick, and it will be really quick. NOEbulletmolds.com.
We're currently in the world headquarters of NOE,
It is the world
in the NOE studios,
where they make the best bullet molds in the universe.
in the universe. Has that been documented?
It has.
Wow.
Yeah, look it up. Look it up.
Where would you look that up?
Stan, don't bother me with the details.
Should I try Google? Try the Googles?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
NOE Bullet Molds. Good stuff. He also is a Dylan dealer.
And I think Lee also.
And Lee.
Yeah.
No kidding.
At least.
At least.
Yeah.
So NOEBulletMolds.com.
Use the code FLT001 and you'll save 10%. That
Nice.
includes presses,
No kidding.
if they're available.
Yeah.
It's weird. Nothing's available anywhere for anything. The bike industry, I think, is in as bad or worse shape than the gun industry as far as product availability. It's super frustrating.
Well, that's because everybody's gone outside.
It's true. We'll lock you up for a while. Everyone got pent up and it went bike crazy. At least around here, yeah, insane. My buddy that owns the bike shop that I go to, in one weekend, and this was just like last month, they have the bike racks where bikes are stacked on top and displayed, whatever.
Bike racks.
Yeah, but the whole top row of this one rack, the cheapest bike on there was $5,000. The cheapest one. I went in there one weekend, they were all gone. He's like, yeah, we sold all of those in the last 24 hours.
You and I bought those.
Yeah.
With people's stimulus checks.
Yeah.
We'll be paying on those till, well, your grandkids will be paying for them.
I have some nice stuff, at least what I think is nice. I don't have anything that's near that nice.
$5,000. Boy, you better shine your shoes and
Yeah, wipe your butt for you.
and other things.
Yeah.
Make you breakfast, including bacon,
Yeah,
for $5,000.
with no cholesterol.
No cholesterol. Yeah, you know what? Like I said, we drove down. For some of what we've done, we've driven to Dallas down through Arches. And when COVID first hit, and the roads were almost deserted, but there were a crap ton of people in Moab. It's always been busy.
Moab, they tried to close the outside.
Really?
Moab sent out their sheriff down there, basically put out almost threats telling people, do not come down here, you will be arrested. They made all the hotels and everything shut down.
Well, that's true. They were shut down.
Which...
They don't stop trucks, though.
Yeah,
it's like Gallup, New Mexico.
Yeah.
They turned everyone away. National Guardsmen with a trailer there, the command post, and Humvees and uniformed National Guardsmen turning people away. Yeah, there were arms.
Crazy.
But they let the trucks go through, and they stopped us and said, "Where are you going?" I'm going, Dallas? Okay, you can go, but don't stop.
Yeah.
If you stop, we're
If you
we'll
stop to take
you
a leak, that black helicopter was going to zero in on you.
zap us. Yeah, but anyway.
Ridiculous.
Yeah, $5,000 for a bike, but everybody's just
You can
panic buying.
You can spend more than that.
Huh.
Yeah, I have.
Back in my day,
We have kids racing bikes on our teams that cost almost twice that.
no.
It's ridiculous.
How? What's it made of? Unobtainium?
It is exactly.
What's the point?
They're super light. I don't know. We don't need to get into
I know,
that.
but
It's ridiculous.
Fazari's a
No.
local company.
They are.
They do the carbon fiber ones, don't they?
Yeah, I think they have some that are.
But you're
But
telling
they're-
me you got high school kids
Yes,
riding bikes that
cost more than the vehicles a lot of us drive.
Mom, I need a new bike.
I have to win, but you're in last place. But I can move up if I. Yeah, nah. Anyway,
Parents buying glory, perhaps, maybe.
living vicariously
Yes.
through their children. Yeah.
Does everyone get a trophy in your
No.
bike racing?
No.
Good.
Yes. They hand out more medals than I think they should.
Ah,
But no, they don't. You have to earn that, and those kids work their butts off for it.
I'll bet.
But anyway, so NOE bullet molds. Go check them out at noebullets.com.
That's right.
Black Ice at blackicecoatings.com. They are on. Actually, all these guys I think are on at least Instagram and Facebook.
Yeah.
Follow them.
Except for me.
No, yeah. I'm on it long enough to post something, and then I don't ever look at it again. Don't try to contact me through social
you
media.
just call his phone number.
Yeah.
And Flash Mob be mad. 555-5555.
Yeah, there you go. Black Ice Coatings. I'm actually been talking to Lee. I'm going to have him dip one of my bikes.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
I'm really excited for it.
That's awesome.
I'm kind of been itching for a new bike. Looks like the wife's going to get one that's pushing that price range we were just talking about.
10?
No.
5.
Yes.
What's the one you're riding?
It's just under 4. I built mine myself. So I bought the frame, I pieced everything together, put it together myself, and I think I spent about just under 3. Ooh. And that was getting sweet deals on a lot of stuff.
Wheeling and dealing.
Yeah.
Concealment solutions, a lot of holsters, trading hands for bike parts.
I don't know if I did any trading on that one, but that has happened.
Gotcha.
In fact, we'll talk a little bit about that
Yeah, but
when I
you know
get
what,
into
if-
what I did with guns.
You know, if she'll ride it and if she'll go out with you and you have something like that, that's
You know,
priceless.
she coaches with me. All of my kids ride, and so it's a total family thing, and so I don't mind spending the money on it.
The thing is, the bike will last you for a lifetime, won't it? I mean, you just said you can upgrade the components.
Yeah, they're kind of like anything else. They get
Yeah.
I
I want a new one.
Yeah.
That one's shiny.
Exactly.
Squirrel.
But
Black Ice Coatings.
if you've got a bike that needs a fresh look, Black Ice Coatings will dip it for you. So
That's awesome.
I'm excited. I might do my single speed. I've got a single speed mountain bike that I absolutely love, and I'm thinking of something super funky for it.
How do you do a single speed mountain bike?
It's all in. You get to pick your gear.
One gear.
Yeah.
What gear?
Well, that doesn't really work. It doesn't-
First?
Yeah.
Second?
I mean, 40
But so you
seconds.
can't change, because mountain
No.
bikes usually
There's-
have like 10 or 12 speeds, don't they?
Most of them nowadays, they're running 1 in the front, so there's no front derailleur, and a 12 gear
Sprocket.
cassette on the back.
Okay.
And the small tooth is usually anywhere from a 10 to a 12 tooth, and the big one is a 52.
Okay.
Looks like a dinner plate.
Okay.
Yeah.
But you're talking about just one, so you have to be able to look at where you're going to be riding.
Get out of the saddle and crank up.
Because I've been on Slick Rock in Arches.
that Slick Rock
There's
would
no freaking
suck
way.
on-
You'd be standing on
Yeah.
those pedals.
Yeah, you do. You do. I took it out for the first time since my my heart deal
Yeah.
Friday,
Cool.
and it was hard.
And so are you collaborating with Lee on this one? Is
Yes.
this going to be another custom deal?
Oh yes, and the base coat paint might glow in the dark.
Oh, cool. Now, so you can go and do the naked ride down at Arches, then have a glow in the dark bike.
huh? I'm not.
You haven't heard of the naked ride? Yeah,
No.
it's a full moon naked
Full,
Arches
I get
ride.
the full moon.
Yeah.
Huh. No.
Anyway,
Maybe we'll bring the team down. Get all the kids involved.
Oh,
that would be great.
That'd be, and your wife and children.
Sure.
Fantastic.
Be a great family experience.
Look it up. It's a real thing. Check out the Googles. So you pointed me out. I've been having trouble with my AR-10.
Lee.
And he says that Teflon is the secret.
Yeah, last episode, I think you were talking about an AR-10 that you were having issues with. Lee had a very similar experience where it was a complete upper from, I think he said Palmetto, I don't remember, and took it to a couple different gunsmiths. It still wasn't functioning. When he Tefloned the action, the bolt carrier and everything, that fixed his
the
problem.
action and the bolt carrier.
Probably, but it was at least the bolt carrier group.
It'd be cool. I'd really like to get this going for my son-in-law.
Do it.
I mean, he's given me the coolest thing in the whole world. A grandbaby.
Yeah, they run super smooth with the Teflon coating. They clean easier.
Yeah, I have some stuff that's Teflon.
Yeah,
I just don't have a 308 bolt.
I think you can get. Don't quote me on this, people, but I think getting a bolt carrier group Teflon coated is like $70 maybe.
Pocket change.
Ship it down to them. You won't regret it.
Absolutely not.
Anyway, check out Black Ice Coatings at blackicecoatings.com. And when you call Lee, just when he answers the phone, just say Slickery.
Slickery. That might be trademarked. Slickery is a lozenge.
Damn, we don't need to get into that end of your personal life.
All right, go ahead. Yeah, tangent averted. Go ahead.
Utah Air Guns.
Utah Air Guns.
UtahAirGuns.com.
You don't need primers for air guns.
You don't.
Yet. The ATF might make us.
Make us use primers.
So that they can regulate them.
You just have to stomp on one every time you pull the trigger. Yeah.
How many shots did you just take? I only count 5 primers destroyed. Yeah, no primers.
I have not been in Utah Air Guns for a while. I've been super busy in the shop. But I need to go back in and see what's new and
cool stuff. Real cool stuff.
It is really cool stuff, and it makes me happy. I get customers that are ordering holsters, or I'm talking to them on the phone about an order or whatever, and a few of them have talked to me about the air guns that they bought from Utah Air Guns. Hey, just so you know, I just got my Texan, 50 cal or whatever, and I think that's awesome because if you haven't caught on to this yet. With our advertising, we don't advertise for people that approach us and say, hey, we're going to give you guys money if you talk about our stuff. It doesn't work that way. We approach the people that we like and stuff we're using and say, hey, let's scratch each other's backs here. And it works out really well. But
I've resisted.
Yeah.
I don't have one yet because I don't have room in my safe. Well, you don't have to put
air guns. It's not a real gun.
I was just going to say, you don't have to put it in a safe, do you?
No.
I don't have enough room in my safe. I need a bigger safe.
I have that problem currently
and
as
I'm
well.
actually, trying to rotate and I've going through and maybe kicking out a couple of orphans.
Oh.
And
some redheaded stepchildren?
I might jump into the air arena.
You will not regret it. I have yet to talk to somebody that's bought one that went, oh yeah, that was a waste of money. It's kind of a big chunk to bite off at first, but once you get into it, next to nothing to shoot them.
Well, the air is free for now, but they're going to start charging that too.
Yeah.
ATF, I'm sure.
For sure.
Joe Biden will have an air tax.
It's weaponized.
Air gun tax.
Yeah. Actually, we do need an air gun tax, and let me tell you why. Currently, it is illegal to hunt with an air gun in the state of Utah. And
but it's also illegal for sub calibers. Less than 24.
But that's not the issue.
That's just a legislative thing.
They tried to get things done so that you could hunt turkeys in Utah with an air gun because they've changed it. You can hunt with a .22, I think, now.
Any weapon, yeah.
Yeah, unless it's an air gun. And here's the reason why they shot it down. That was a pun, Stan.
Zing!
Because when you buy an air gun, there are no taxes that go into the wildlife and habitat.
Which we should mention. Every license you buy, every box of ammo, powder primer, everything.
Every gun, I believe you buy.
Yes,
there's
you do.
money that goes into that wildlife management fund.
Which is critical.
It is, and it's super important. Here's my thing on it. And I do a lot of work with the DNR and the Forest Service and stuff like that. But DNR specifically, I talk to them about this stuff, and I go, all you guys need to do, don't make it so anybody buying an air gun is going to pay that tax. That seems kind of pointless because 99% of them, at least at this point, aren't going to use it for that. It's plinking and whatever. But if I want to hunt with my air gun, even if I want to hunt big game, which you can with the right air gun, I don't have a problem if when I go buy my tag and I go, yeah, I'm using an air gun. Okay, so an air gun tag is going to cost you this much more than a regular rifle tag because now you're paying that tax that goes in it.
Yeah,
I don't have a problem at all with that.
Yeah.
And that's an easy workaround.
Yeah.
It's easy to do.
But you might talk to Utah Air Gun and see what they think.
Justin? I have.
Justin. What does he say?
We've had this exact conversation.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is he down with that?
Yeah. I don't know why anybody would have a problem with that. It's like being upset that you're paying taxes for the roads every time you fill up your car.
Yeah.
It's a user tax. It's a user tax. Yeah. User taxes make perfect sense. If you don't want to pay the tax, don't use it.
It's a good idea. Yeah.
So
okay, I'll agree with that. Yeah.
And depending on how much it would be, but
that's
it's not
the thing.
It's not an extravagant amount on guns and ammo and stuff like that.
Do archery tackle have that on it already?
That's a good question.
Or does archery tackle have that?
Good save, Stan.
Sorry.
Good save. I don't know. That's a good question.
Because, like I say,
because it falls kind of into the same.
So
boat.
when you buy a tag though, and it's called archery, that could be rolled into that tag specifically.
Right, which is what I'm saying. That
so maybe what they ought to do is just roll it into
an air gun.
I would say into the tag, not on the gun itself.
Right.
Roll it into the tag.
Yeah. No, that's exactly what I'm saying. Roll it into the tag.
Absolutely. Yeah.
No.
All they have to
problem.
do is just add archery, muzzle loader, center fire.
Yeah.
Air gun.
I mean, honestly, if they made air guns legal for hunting, big game, whatever, in Utah, I'd probably sell my muzzle loader. I like it.
Yeah.
It's got a fantastic trigger. It shoots
Sure.
great.
Yeah.
But it's a pain in the butt.
Yeah.
I would much rather use a 50 cal air gun than one of those.
And if you're ballistics are ballistics, it doesn't matter what it comes out of.
If it's coming out at that speed,
X amount of foot pounds of energy at impact, it's going to do the same thing.
Right.
So they've got straight wall. I mean, they limit straight wall cartridges, and again, like I said, 224 and above.
Right.
For hunting currently in the state of Utah. Well, actually, no. Maybe you can hunt with 5.56. It's in.
I don't know if you
have
can.
to look.
Yeah. I'm not
sure. Don't quote me on that. But whatever it is, it makes sense to have X amount of energy for whatever game you're hunting. Deer obviously don't need as much as buffalo.
Right.
Speaking of buffalo, and this is a little bit of a tangent. Well, go ahead. Why don't you finish the air gun?
I'm done. You tell me. Oh wait, no, we got to give them the code. Air Candy.
Air Candy.
Use the code Air Candy. You get free shipping, and that nowadays that can save you a pretty good chunk.
Yeah, freaking UPS, man. Our stock's at 217. For 20 years, 25 years, it was right around 90. Now we're up around 215.
Wow.
This COVID is just
awesome.
Oh man, it's great. I think they've doubled their prices. I don't know what it costs.
Well, the Postal Service keeps bumping theirs up and up and up, and
they have to. Yeah.
Yeah, except they've been doing this longer than anybody else, and they're still clueless.
I know.
I don't get it. I need to look for some better options.
It's because it's government run.
Yeah. Utah air guns.
Yeah, there you go.
You go buy an air gun, you won't regret it, and they've got pellets coming out their ears.
Good.
So.
And you can buy your own molds and cast them.
You can.
So no one will have to. Will know what you're doing. You can stay in the dark.
Yeah. And you can buy a hand pump and pump it up yourself to shoot it.
There you go. Or a solar-powered generator.
Ooh.
For your compressor.
As long as it's one of those fancy 4-stage compressors.
Okay.
That cost $500,000.
Whatever.
Anyway.
Yeah. Okay.
Actually, they've got some nice small ones that.
Do they really?
Yeah.
He sells little compressors
I've
like
been
that?
tempted to.
That's hilarious.
A little bigger than a lunchbox.
No kidding.
Yeah.
And it'll go how high?
It'll fill one of the guns, but depending on how.
Just the gun.
It'll fill the gun, not your tank.
Yeah, which is 2,000 psi.
No.
That's high.
Yeah.
For a small compressor.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to go up there and check that out.
You should.
That would be cool. All right.
Anyway.
Yeah, let's move on.
Let's go.
Shall we?
Listener feedback. This will be quick. We don't have any because Taco's not here, and that's what he does.
I haven't heard any feedback at all. No one has talked to me.
Huh.
But I have a feeling that it's positive. I feel positive vibes.
Oh. I just envision in my mind people driving down the road with their finger out the window.
Or going, what?
Leaning on the horn, that's what wakes them up and saves them.
Is it over yet? Oh, no.
They're still droning on.
What have I done?
I hope they don't start talking about hemorrhoids next.
Nope.
You're safe. You're safe, people.
I'm not talking about that.
Let's talk about what we did with guns.
Oh, okay.
Now, Taco's not here, so I'll fill in for him.
I'm sure he did nothing.
He loaded a whole bunch of ammo, polished some brass,
poured
probably
some
bought a gun or
bullets.
two, probably found a deal on some powder somewhere.
And didn't tell us.
Yeah, and that's it.
Yeah.
So Taco's done.
Okay. Let me go next because I don't have a whole lot. But brace yourself. I actually went shooting yesterday.
Woo.
Yes. And I, through some trading and stuff like that, I sold some primers to a guy that had an order with impact ammo
Okay.
out of Heber.
Okay.
They load
I've heard of them.
impact. I hadn't heard of them.
That might be where Casey buys ammo.
Really?
Could be.
Well, testimonial, good stuff.
Yeah?
So they loaded ammo. It was
So
back
you
order.
brought in primers
I gave him primers. He
to load ammo for
loaded
you.
ammo and paid me for the primers in ammo.
I got
So it was
It was a symbiotic relationship.
Yes.
Everybody felt good
Yes.
when they walked away.
And 9 mil. I took Brandon. Brandon and I went out and took out our Buckeye targets.
Okay.
Shot the crap out of them.
Nice.
He just bought the new CZ75
The
competition
Phantom 2, I think.
with a single stage trigger.
Yeah, he's bringing it to me tomorrow.
Yeah, he's doing your
I think tomorrow.
dude, that trigger, amazing.
ZZ makes some fantastic stuff.
It has 20 round mags.
Yeah.
You can go through 20 rounds like that.
Yeah.
Anyway, so he shot most of his, but some of mine, the impact. So,
Yeah.
I shot the old trusty Glock. I shoot the Phantom better than the Glock. Obviously,
Well-
the trigger is just a little better.
Yeah.
It's more of a competition.
But you're talking about combat Tupperware versus something that's
yeah.
made
Well, and like Matt
more
says,
specifically for competition.
and you wouldn't. I wouldn't carry that for a
Right.
self-defense or
Yeah.
home defense
Some people do, and that's okay
if they want.
if they want.
But,
I'm with you though.
yeah.
That's not something I'd carry.
Bone stock Glock. I've got 3 Gen 3s,
Nice.
police turn-ins.
I think the Gen 3 is my favorite generation. The only thing I didn't like about it was how small the mag release was.
Mm-hmm.
But the Gen 4, I feel like what they took away from the Gen 3, I didn't like.
Yeah.
I like the finger grooves.
I do too. A lot of people don't. So
Yeah.
I'll take it back. They're not bone stock. I replaced the mag release and the slide release on everything.
Okay.
And I've got 9mm and 40mm barrels. I haven't got any 357 SIGs, but
Yeah.
in a ammo shortage like this, I've seen 357 SIG
On the shelf?
dusty on the shelf up
Really?
at Gunny's. Yeah. Up until a while ago.
I had a 32 for a while, Glock 32 and 357 SIG.
Yeah.
So
It's expensive.
it is expensive, and that was ultimately why I sold it. So comparing it to like a 40, so Koski and I went out once after I had it, and I shot his 40 and I shot my 357 SIG. The recoil was probably about the same felt recoil, but it was different. So the 40 was more of a heavy push, and the 357 SIG was more of a snap.
Snap.
Yeah.
I'll be darned.
And so it's a little trickier to shoot follow-up shots and stuff like that.
Okay.
And I got to a point where I was like, I either need to be fully committed to this caliber, or I just need to dump it and stick with the 9. And it just made more sense to stick with the 9.
Yeah. Well, for
But
a lot of reasons.
it's a fantastic caliber.
It
The
is.
ballistics on it are really impressive.
It is, and I keep meaning to buy the barrel and just to have it.
Yeah.
So anyway, but I used your holster.
Oh, good.
In fact, that's all I carry, or concealed carry holster.
Concealed carry holsters.
I mean, concealment solution holster. Sorry.
Wow, I was almost offended.
That is really a nice rig with the vertical mag holders too.
Oh, yeah.
Not to be confused with Mark's mag holders.
The horizontal.
What do you call them?
Mag holder, mag carriers.
Mag carriers.
Yeah.
Okay. So the vertical mag carriers, those are better for
Those
for competition and stuff.
the vertical ones.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I think so. It's easier to.
Well, it's a little
Just
more
different.
intuitive,
Mhm.
but I have a mag holder on me right now.
I
That's-
usually do.
That's what I carry.
Yeah. Oh, I do. I carry it too, and usually that's where I'll put the throwaway mag.
Yeah.
So I usually have a mag holder and then the two.
Oh, okay.
When I do IDPA and stuff like that. So
Oh,
when they go
yeah,
load
yeah.
and make ready, that's the one I put in. And
Oh,
then,
okay.
Then I'll go to the
Go to
the
your others when
Yeah.
you're in the thick of it.
Yeah. Anyway, shot a whole bunch of 9
Yeah.
and spent a half hour picking up all the brass.
Nice.
So, but no, it was good. It was a lot of fun. Steel's the way to go, people.
Yeah.
I did have some paper so we could see where he was hitting. That gun was right on.
That's about the only time I use paper anymore is sighting something in.
Mhm.
So you can.
Well, I still have a box of the
IDPA?
the Mag 40 IDPA.
Oh, really?
Cardboard. Actually, when I bought them, I bought like 10 extra cases from Smith. What's his name when he was working there? Jeremy or?
I don't know.
But you know who I'm talking about.
I think
Last
so.
name Smith.
Yeah.
So good times. I need to get out and shoot more.
Yeah.
I am rusty.
I need to shoot more too.
I mean, it's perishable.
it
really
is. Yeah, it is.
So what did you do?
And we need to shoot the guns that we carry.
Exactly.
That's people don't spend enough time doing that.
Not only that, but weak-handed too.
Oh, yeah.
Mass says 25% of the time you ought to be shooting offhand.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And single, offhand.
One-handed.
Yeah, one-handed.
Yep, for sure. So I have a whole list of things that I did with guns.
You run out of ink.
And there's only one item on this list that happened this week. Everything else was last week.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Oh, so you were
don't go thinking that, 2 weeks, he just kind of stacked it all up. I'm not cheating. No, I really did all this.
You live in the gun world. No, you do. You live in the gun world.
I do. It's not as much of a break for me. It's just more of the same when I go shooting. But, so Stan is very
Enamored.
gently caressing my
Swedish Mauser.
1919 Swedish Mauser, which is now complete. I finally
Yes, your Mauser is now complete.
the replacement stock I got for it has been oiled down. It looks great and still old. I ran into an issue though, and I may have talked about this on one of the previous episodes, but I went to put the gun into the stock, and the handguard, the upper handguard and ring, the retaining ring, I couldn't get the retaining ring on because the rear sight was too wide.
Oh,
And I'm like,
how did you?
So
Was it dovetailed?
this little pin right here, you have
Oh,
to knock out.
nice.
And I banged on it a little bit, and I went, it's not moving really easy, and I know a guy. So I took it to Gene. And Gene knocked that pin out.
It's
put it-
because it's from left to right to knock it out. and
something
right to
like that, yeah.
left to put it in.
I don't know, I didn't pay attention.
But Gene took care of it.
Because I
huh?
know a guy.
Way to go, Gene.
Yeah.
Nice.
So we got it all put back together. It looks fantastic. Got the flash hider on there to cover up the threaded barrel, and I'm happy with it. It looks really good. Now I just need to spend some time over at Taco's place casting and loading up some 6.5 by 55.
By
we can
55. Yeah.
Yep.
It's not the Carcano.
No, it is not
it's
a
the
Carcano.
7.5. Or is it 6.5?
This is 6.5. 6.5 by
okay.
55.
All right.
Yeah. So anyway,
That's really
happy
cool.
with how that turned out.
Well, where's your bayonet, though? You got to have your bayonet.
Yeah, I don't have a bayonet.
I miss bayonets. Back in my day. Go ahead. What's next?
So my
check.
I checked that one off because I don't want to talk about it again, Stan.
Okay.
Because
Do I have to stop?
It's like taking my pills in the morning. Sometimes I take them 3 or 4 times before I go. Oh wait!
Oh crap! I already took that one. Oh, and your heart's going.
I finally got the XDM 10mm to the range and shot it. I only shot 50 rounds.
I was going to
through
say,
it.
was it $75 for the?
It was a lot, but happy with it. This is only the second Springfield that I've ever owned,
Mm-hmm.
and I could not shoot. The other one was the XDS 4.0, whatever.
45
4-inch.
caliber, wasn't it?
No, it was a 9.
Oh, 9?
It was a 9, but it had the 4-inch barrel.
Mm-hmm.
Really liked it. It was going to be my new carry gun, I like the idea of a smaller grip and a longer barrel, but for whatever reason, I could not shoot that gun to save my life. And I'd put it down. It's got to be me. And I grabbed my Glock, bang, 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 right where it needed to be. Grab my SIG, bang, 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 right where it needed to be. Pick up that XGS, and they were all over the place. And I just went, yeah. So I ended up selling that.
It could be the gun.
I thought about that a little bit, but I have enough confidence in the mainline manufacturers that
You don't think that's what it was?
yeah. Well, I sold it to my leather guy,
Uh-huh.
and I didn't say anything to him about it.
Oh, wow.
Because I
Take
was
care of your
confident.
friends, you know.
No.
Yeah.
And it's like 2 weeks later, he's like, "Hey, you know that gun you sold me?" I'm like, "Oh crap!" I'm like, "Yeah." He's like, "That thing's a tack driver." And I went, "Okay, good." So I'm like, "It was me," and I was confident that it was me, or I would have sent it back to him.
It's a different trigger.
Yeah.
Yeah, they are different triggers.
So I was a little worried that this 10 millimeter might be the same for me. It's totally different, grip angle and all that. But no, I was happy with it.
Good.
The recoil was manageable. It was kind of like what we talked about, the 40 and the 357 SIG. It's got a real heavy push as far as recoil goes. It's not super snappy. So it's pretty manageable.
What are you going to do with that gun?
That's kind of my backcountry gun is the idea for that one.
How many rounds?
15.
Nice. Black bears around here, I think you're good.
Yeah.
15 rounds of 10.
Yeah.
As long as you hit him with one.
Yeah.
Right between the eyes.
Yeah. So anyway.
Check that one off.
I'm checking that one off.
10 millimeter, done.
Last weekend, my son, that's married, has my grandson.
Yes.
Him and his wife, he just graduated, got a job up in Twin Falls, Idaho
Falls. Oh.
And they just moved up there this week.
Working where?
Melaleuca.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So he's there. I think he's going to be he's got a degree in manufacturing engineering.
Cool.
Which I think I had a little bit of influence in.
There you go.
He grew up working in the holster shop. So
yeah.
So they were moving. We thought, let's do one last big thing. Well, not a big thing, but went away for the weekend. Went to my brother's got a cabin south of Manti. And so the nice thing is about this cabin is it's remote enough that about a quarter of a mile before you get to the cabin, you'll lose all cell service. It's perfect. I love it. Anyway, so me and all my kids, my one daughter, she had to work, could not manage to get it off, so we left without her. But anyway, we went up to the cabin, hung out there for a couple of days, brought all my air guns. As I've mentioned before on the podcast, that was kind of kids want to shoot more, family wants to shoot more. My wife is apprehensive about, she doesn't like shooting, but I said, air guns.
They're not weapons. They're just air guns.
Well, everything she hates about shooting is the recoil and the noise. Well, the air guns take away both of those. So anyway, got out there, set up some targets and everything, and realized that I did not bring any 22 pellets.
Oh.
Now, luckily, my Dreamline, in the case, I had 3 magazines loaded up. So we at least had that, so...
Well, you could go chip off the weights from your tires and chew them into...
We thought about that. But anyway, so we all shot. I had tons of ammo for the Bandit.
Now, there is one thing about that. I would think 30-06 ubiquitous. You can find it everywhere. 30-30 probably anywhere in the mountain west. Air pellets?
Kmart, or I guess Kmart's gone now. Walmart.
Where have you been, Grandpa? Holy crap. Blue light specials?
Yeah.
No,
what's wrong with that?
They've been gone forever.
I bet you can find them at... They're not going to be...
Walmart?
They're not going to be the nice ones, but I bet you can find them at Walmart and Target and any place that sells...
I guess you could use just regular pellets.
Yeah.
Okay. And well, if it's 177.
Yeah, it's got to be the right caliber.
Yeah, I was going to say...
But they sell 22s.
Do they? Okay.
Probably. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll bet they do.
They've got break action 22s.
Yeah, I take it back. Never mind.
I don't think it's that hard.
Continue.
Anyway,
cut that out. That's nonsense.
Gibberish. So we shot the Diana pistol quite a lot. We put a Hollow Sun red dot on it, which cost more than the pistol, but it was awesome, and everybody was loving it. Even my wife, she was totally comfortable. And
did you kill any birds?
No.
Good.
Nope, did not. Did not kill anything.
There you go.
No, that's not true. I killed a bat. but not with the air gun. I
Well,
was getting
coronavirus and all.
I
It's
was-
coming from bats. I would too.
I got into the shed that had the generator,
Uh-huh.
which I couldn't figure out how to set up, so we didn't even run it. Which
Oh, really?
didn't. Who needs it? Who needs
You got
lights?
candles, man.
Exactly.
It's more romantic.
We were cooking on the fire and
There you
everything.
go.
It was awesome.
Oh.
Anyway, I open the shed door and I hear this, "Ree!" And I look on the ground. There's this bat screaming in pain. Looks like he's got half a wing missing. And I thought, oh crap! When I opened the door, was he up there and it like
Chopped it off.
chopped off his wing? And
And so you mercifully.
I put him out of his misery.
Oh, that's too bad.
But so I did kill a bat.
But like I say,
Last year they killed 2 rattlesnakes on their front porch.
is that right?
Yeah, skinned them and ate them.
No, they
They absolutely
Is this your brother,
The chiropractor
lives in
Woodland Hills
yeah,
by you.
by
Yeah.
me, yeah.
Yeah.
Stab
Him
him.
and his son.
Really?
Yep.
Yeah, well, have you ever tasted rattlesnake?
I have not. They
Tastes
told
like
me
chicken.
they told me it's kind of tough and stringy, but delicious. And I went, really? Okay.
It's all a factor of how hungry you are.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm sure. Yeah.
Anyway, also when I was at Gene's getting my Mauser fixed, I noticed he had tons of rifles and shotguns and stuff just lining up in his his workshop.
Yeah.
You know, in the house that's pretty normal.
Yeah, yeah.
The workshop
Are you
usually
working on them or?
Well, I was looking at him while he was working on the Mauser, and I said, "You bought out an estate again, didn't you?" He's like, "Oh, that was actually another gunsmith that retired several years ago."
Really?
So he bought out this gunsmith's inventory, and I had been mentioned to him periodically about, hey, if you ever come across I just looking for a wall hanger. You know, something that just is old and crusty that would look good hanging on the wall.
You can't shoot it.
But it's not shootable. It doesn't
Yeah.
need to be shootable. And so I said something, you got any wall hangers? He's like, all of that's wall hangers.
Really?
And I went, really? Okay.
I'm going over there tomorrow.
He's like, yeah, take a look. And so I looked through, found some stuff. I found I think it was an HR bolt action 22, rusted to,
Cool.
the bolt was gone, which was a little bit disappointing. So it's all open, but it was nice and crusty and
Rusty.
and I'm like, that'll look good hanging on the wall. And then I grabbed a Stevens pump shotgun that had the goofiest choke on the end of it. It was like this big bulbous thing,
Mhm.
and it was indexed, like you twist it, click, 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 and it would change the choke on
Don't
it.
make fun.
I thought, after looking at
Mossberg, that's my first gun. My dad bought me a Mossberg shotgun with the Selecta choke.
yeah, that might be what it was.
You tighten it down and it just tightens the cone up or
Yeah.
loosen it up.
Which, it sounds like a great idea, and I don't know why
It works.
they went away.
It worked okay for me. But
Yeah.
it just looks goofy. It's got
So-
this big bulbous thing hanging out on the end.
Yeah. So anyway, I picked both those up from him, and I cleaned them up a little bit, oiled them, and put some tongue oil on the wood, and just made them look a little bit nicer. But
Is that tongue for when your tongue oil, when your taste buds get too long, you need to oil them up? And
When I say tongue, I mean I licked it.
oh, okay.
Yeah. But
Nice.
that's where tongue oil comes from, right?
Yes, I think so.
Okay. It's better after you eat a burger.
It doesn't. Tongue oil is what they used to put on the tongues of wagons. Back in my day,
Back in your day.
that's why they call it tongue oil.
That's why I don't know that.
Yeah, wagons, it was because it's a penetrating oil and it preserves the wood.
Yeah, but it makes them look
Makes
great.
it look like they're freshly licked.
Yeah. So anyway,
In
took
fact,
those to
you've got some tongue oil on this right here.
I do.
Looks very tonguey.
3 coats, as a matter of fact. So I took those to the cabin and hung them on the wall. Didn't tell my brother.
Nice.
Just told him, hey, I left something behind for you,
Mhm.
and he'll think those are cool.
Nice.
It's a nice touch to the whole
Ambiance.
cabin.
It's ambiance.
It's ambiance.
Mhm.
So I did that.
Check that one off.
Yeah, that's checked off. I helped my son clean his guns before he left. His birthday was in April, so I gave him an Otis gun cleaning kit.
Nice.
He's like, can I come to your shop and can you just show me? He's got a SIG 1911 22 that it's tricky to take down and put back together. And he's like, it's not running right. And so we took it down, he cleaned it, and I was like, well, it doesn't look like you oiled it when you put it back together. Oh yeah, I might not have done
Oil?
that. Yeah. So I'm like,
What's oil?
it's a 22 and it's a 1911. We're going to be generous with the oil on this. And So I helped him with those, and so he's like, okay, I feel good now that he's going to be in another state and on his own, that he's like, I feel good, I can keep my guns clean now. I'm like, okay, good.
You gotta be proud. You gotta feel proud.
Yeah.
He's out on his own, and
he's a good dad, and he's a good husband, and yeah, I am proud. He's
That's
a good
cool.
kid. I traded a gun that I think I never told anybody that I bought. About a month or so ago, I picked up a Hellcat.
did you shoot it?
Is it a Springfield?
The Hellcat.
I didn't shoot that one. When Mark had his, I shot his, and he's like, yeah, here, take it, go shoot it, whatever. And I didn't want to like it because of my experience with the XDS, and I was super critical of it, and I couldn't find any fault with it.
No, really.
Yeah, it's a great little gun.
Was it a tack driver? Or did
It
you have-
shot really well. Yeah, I like the trigger in the SIG, the 365, a little better.
Oh, yeah.
But like I said, there was nothing that I could be critical of. It was a good gun, and especially if you're a Springfield fan, you will absolutely love the thing to death.
I would say it sounds like it's a Hellcat.
It is. Anyway, I had that, and honestly, I picked it up because I had credit and it was available, and I knew if I didn't keep it, that it would be an easy one to turn over, trade, or whatever. And so I did end up trading it with the gun, or the bike shop. So the owner of the bike shop, his son, who's his oldest, was on the bike team, and great kid. I think he's probably 20, 21 now. And he'd mentioned, he's like, yeah, I'm thinking about getting my first handgun. What do you recommend? And he's thinking, I think I want like a Glock 19. I mean, a good gun.
Mm-hmm.
What do you want to do with it? What's your purpose for it? Well, plinking, and I'll carry it a little bit. And he's a skinny dude.
Mm-hmm.
I'll carry it when I get my permit. I guess he doesn't even need that now here, but
for reciprocity reasons, I'd get it.
Right, I would too. And he says, yeah, and like when we go riding in the back country and stuff, I'll bring it with me. And I said, okay, you don't want a Glock 19. If you're going to be carrying it on your bike and stuff like that, I would recommend something smaller. And with the smaller guns like the Hellcat, like the 365, Ruger's got one out now.
Mm-hmm. All the single stacks.
Yeah. No, this Ruger, the Hellcat, the SIGs are all...
They've gone to a double stack. I was thinking, back in the old stuff like Glock 26.
Right. No, Glock 26 is a double stack.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. But it's a bigger gun, too. Anyway, my point is, those guns shoot, in my opinion, just as well, or at least close enough to a Glock 19 size gun, but they're so much easier to carry. The capacity is pretty close to it, or spot on if you buy
the new generation,
the bigger
stuff.
magazines.
Smart.
And so I said, let me see what I got. And so I traded that off to him, and
nice.
they're super happy with that. And
good.
I was happy to get him something good. That he's asking me for ammo, and I'm like, dude, you're on your own for ammo. Sorry.
Are you out of primers? Because
no,
you've got that Lee and load 9.
I need to pull the handle
and learn how to fix the little quirks with it. But it does pretty decent ammo.
Yeah, I know. I've shot stuff I've loaded.
Oh, have you? Okay.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
Anyway.
So, and then this week, Discount, the gun shop that I do a lot of trading with and stuff, they actually placed a really big order, and I'd already had a pretty decent credit with them, just because...
They're in the old Range Masters now.
Yeah, in Springville.
Okay.
Yeah, but they placed a really big order, and so I hurried and cranked that out and went down there and going, we'll see if they've got anything. If not, my credit just keeps getting... Sometimes it will get to the point where they're like, hey, you have to buy something. You have to take stuff home with you because you have too much credit. And we were almost approaching that point, but not quite.
I hate when that happens.
I know, it's frustrating.
It's just horrible.
So I walked in and I was like, P365, P365 XL. And I looked at him and he's like, yeah. I'm like, I'm taking both of those. And he's like, what? He's like, those are the only two I have. I don't care.
Yeah. And?
Here's my credit. I have... Yeah. Now, the downside to it, so we kind of went back and forth, and they give me crap.
I know.
We don't want to... We need those for a real customer. I'm like, who am why?
Yeah, what am I,
You
chopped
already
liver?
have my money.
Yeah, what
you
am I,
know?
chopped liver?
Yeah. And so he's explaining, he's like, well, I don't think you're really going to want that XL. I'm like, why not? He's like, it's a 10 rounder. He's like, when they told me they had these available, like the distribution center, whatever, where they get them, hey, we've got these 365s, you want them? Yeah, send them, of course. You know, yeah, you got a 365, send me all you can.
Yeah.
So they both came in, and they're 10 rounders. Now, with the regular 365, it'll ship with a 10 round flush fit magazine, and I think a 12 round.
Okay.
With the
Finger,
pinky extension.
Okay.
Yeah. So this one just came with the two 10 round magazines, which I'm like, he's like, yeah, you're not gonna want it. I'm like, I walk to the other side of the shop and I grab a 12 round SIG magazine off the wall. I'm like, there, I just fixed it. And he's like, no, he's like, the XL is a 10 rounder also. And I went, well, so show me. I'm like, is there...
Yeah, a
he's
block
like,
inside the magazine?
So what it is they stick
inhibitor?
kind of a pin in the side of it. So the follower, the spring, everything is exactly the same. It's just got that pin in there so the follower will stop
Sure,
at 10 rounds. And
so you picked up the 12 round mag and went, there, fix that one too.
no.
What?
I looked
The
at
gun
that
won't take a 12?
and went, I can drill that pin out.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm not breaking any laws doing it.
Yeah.
I'm like, that doesn't hurt my feelings either.
Yeah.
And he's like, okay.
Rats.
I'm like,
Curses.
and I'm like, really? I'm doing you a favor. And he's like, well, but these are probably the only ones in the state, which I'm like, no, they're not. But
Kind of hard to get.
but yeah, kind of hard to
Unicorns.
get, especially the XL, which I have missed my XL since I sold it to my buddy last year, and I've been watching for one ever since, and there's just never been one available when I could get it. Actually, I don't think they've even had one since I sold it. But yeah, so I'm excited to have that back. I haven't drilled out the pin yet, but that's not a big deal. So yeah, I'm not sure
Buy
what
all
I'm
the
going to
tw-
do with the 365 because that's what's on my hip now.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, that's what I carry every day. But you can't have too many.
I guess not. I'd sure like to find that out. No, I need to. I've been kind of lax buying guns.
Yeah. Well, now isn't necessarily the best time to
No,
buy
it's not.
guns.
It's not. But
I mean, I paid a premium for
Did you
them.
really?
Oh
Okay.
yeah, but
the prices have gone up. So
when
that's
I'm
another thing
trading,
too.
it's
Inflation.
cheaper anyway.
True.
But
Actually, maybe it's a taste thing. I have what works
yeah,
for carrying stuff like that, and I look at this Swedish Mauser and I'm like,
yeah,
that's way cool.
it is.
I'm kind of into the older stuff right now.
Yeah. See, here's my deal. Taco gives me grief because he's like, man, you go through guns like crazy. And I'm like, yeah. I'm like, if they don't serve a purpose for me, then I have a hard time keeping stuff around. I think I would have a hard time being like a collector. There's a lot of stuff I would love to have. This Mauser I think is awesome. It looks really cool. I'm only into it less than $250.
Yeah, when you get tired of it, let me know.
Yeah.
I'll buy it from you.
600.
Well, we can talk about it.
No, but so that's kind of a piece. I'll shoot it, but I can almost guarantee you I won't shoot it a lot. It's like my SKS. My SKS I really like. It shoots great. I almost never shoot it, but I don't have any desire to get rid of it. It just there's something about it that it has kind of a cool factor.
Your
that I wanna
SKS,
hang
did
on
you
to.
put the stock on and get the bigger mags and all that kind of stuff?
It is 100% the way it came from the factory.
Because I did that,
Yeah.
put everything on it, so I've got an AK basically.
Yeah.
And then I'm like,
Yeah.
put it all bone stock
Yeah.
back the way it was.
That's what I like about that. It's a Yugoslavian one. It is immaculate.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, mine's a Chinese, one of the brand new ones.
Yeah.
So it was, your Yugoslav was probably unfired.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I bought it. I traded a guy.
Yeah.
For
But
a
it's
pistol I had.
basically new.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so mine is too, and it's like, well, it's a Chinese version of like an M1.
Yeah.
It's a neat little gun.
Yeah.
But there are just so many other. It languishes in the back corner,
Yeah.
and every time I pull it out, and it's like, I gotta go shoot this. Squirrel.
Yeah.
You know.
And for me, it's just kind of, it's got the bayonet, it's got the grenade launcher sights, and big old muzzle device on it. It's just kind of cool, and it's one of those things that I want to keep. So when I'm gone, my kids can go, oh, look at this cool thing that Grandpa or whoever.
Yeah, I've got an ammo can just dedicated to that 7.62 by 39. It's full.
Yeah, I have thousands of rounds of that.
Do you really?
I do.
You stocked up.
I should
have bought more.
I should sell some of it off right now.
Yeah, it's actually, you can get it for 40 cents a round. I've seen it.
Yeah.
Which was 21 cents before.
Yeah.
But Gunny's had just, I guess, this last week, some 5.56 M193.
Yeah.
It was 80 cents a round.
Wow.
Which is outrageous, but I'm surprised they even had it.
Yeah.
My nephew, who works for Barnes, can't even get stuff from Barnes. I mean, they have sales every now and again on stuff, and they'll give the employees, first shot at overruns or stuff like that.
Right.
There's no overruns.
No.
And
they're selling everything they can make.
So he went up there and bought 2 boxes. I think it cost him like $90 or something.
Gosh.
Like that. Yeah. Just to have him and he's just building an AR. I just helped him start one out. So
nice. But yes, so guns for me. I mean, the guns that I carry, it's kind of cliche to say, but it's like they're tools. It's like
a fire extinguisher or a hammer.
It's like the hammer or the mallet that I use every day. I love it. Works great.
Yep. And if you see a newer one that's shinier or cooler, it's like, hey, I like that one.
Yeah. Or when I get into situations where somebody wants a trade or something, like my buddy with my 365 XL, that's a gun that's like, if I sell you this, I know somewhere down the road I'll be able to replace it, and it will shoot exactly like the one I'm selling you. As opposed to doing that same thing with a Kel-Tec that had a fantastic trigger in it and shot great, and traded it off for another one, and the trigger sucked.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
That much difference?
Oh, yeah. That's the problem with Kel-Tec.
That's too bad.
Yeah. So
they have such a great marketing plan. If they would just...
And they're so innovative.
One little notch.
They totally work. It's like they're not interested in making anything normal. It's like if it doesn't look weird or make you look twice as you're flipping through the magazine, they're not interested in producing it.
And here's the thing, $20 more for that trigger. If they'd have invested $20 more, you'd happily pay it and have a better trigger.
Well, for a long time, the sub 2000, you couldn't buy one for MSRP. They were all $100, $200 above MSRP because they don't produce a ton of stuff, and it was a highly desirable gun. And
weird.
It's totally weird.
I don't understand it.
Yeah. But like I was saying, if I have stuff that I don't feel like it's really serving a purpose for me, large handguns like that 10mm I just got, I have a hard time hanging on to them because I'm like, I'm never going to carry this. I'm never, it's like that CZ P10F that I ended up selling to Taco.
Oh my gosh.
I sold it. I never even shot it. Taco was like, hey, are you going to keep that? I'm like, well, I don't know. Am I? Do you want it? Well, yeah, this and that. And so I'm like, you know what? Sure. And it was one of those things, I can replace it and it'll be just as good as the other one. Discounts had one for months now. And I kept looking at it going, I should get that again. Well, my son, I gave him the P10C. Such an awesome gun. Basically Glock 19 size.
But it's a CZ.
But it's a CZ. It just feels better. It shoots a little bit smoother. It's got that really low bore axis on it. Yep. And he absolutely loves that.
Blasphemy.
And when he was over the other day and we were cleaning his stuff, I was kind of holding it and playing with it a little bit, and I just went, I don't want the F. The F is cool because it's a 20 round mag in 9mm.
But the compact is better.
It just it's just the size that I would carry that gun and not worry about it. The F, it's a little too big.
Gotcha.
Drop leg, awesome.
Yeah.
But
I was just going to say, what are you going to carry that for in the back or in
the back
country? Yeah.
I'm
Drop
glad
leg.
you asked. That's a perfect segue into our last two sponsors.
Yes, and who would that be?
Concealment Solutions. Well, let's talk about Mag Holder first.
Yes, Mark.
Mag Holder Mark,
Housekeepers.
he's out of state. Sorry.
Yeah,
He's a busy guy.
saving lives.
Saving lives. Anyway, horizontal mag carriers, that's what I use. I make my own mag carriers. His are they're more comfortable, they're super functional, a little bit more limited on the options for it because they're very model specific. That's the only negative I can say about it.
But you know what? Being horizontal like that, for those of us that have a little bit of extra weight,
We're a little more prosperous
yes,
than others.
it hides right in that belt fat where your t-shirt hangs down. I'm actually going to come up with, I've got an idea
Okay.
for the tactical tummy for those people that don't have,
Oh,
that aren't
they
blessed
could
with.
strap one on.
You put it's just a foam prosthetic you put on the front. Your belt sucks in on it, and then when you put
you
the
can
mag
hide
holder on,
stuff better.
it disappears.
Yeah.
The tactical tummy.
And then you can extend it out to the tactical love handles
Yes.
and hide your gun a little better too.
I like your thinking, but I'm looking into that. I'm experimenting with foam prosthetics and things.
And if you make it hollow, you could carry a sandwich in there.
Well, then if you extend it to the tactical man boobs, you could pour a beverage in. Inside. I'm looking at that.
Put a little valve on
Yeah, yeah. Don't quote me, but I'm experimenting. But back to the mag holder. So it hides, it disappears.
Yeah.
In that because it's the same width as your belt,
Yeah.
and it just sticks up. It just disappears.
They're awesome. They're super comfortable.
If you're
super
carrying a
functional.
gun, you should have at least one extra magazine.
Yeah.
Not necessarily for the capacity,
Right.
for the mechanical.
If you have
A malfunction
if you have a
of it.
malfunction with a semi-automatic handgun, more times than not, you're gonna fix it faster by switching your magazine.
Drop it and put another one in.
Yep.
Yep.
That's the main reason you want a spare mag.
Yeah.
Anyway, so check out Mag Holder. Use the code MagHolderMama.
Mag holder, mama.
Apparently, people don't know how to spell mama.
Mama.
M-A-M-A?
M-A-M-A.
M-A-M-A.
Well, it could be M-O-M-M-A. Mama.
But it's
That's
not.
Elvis, though. That's the Elvis. Mama.
Mama. Big Mama.
But he's spelling it M-A-M-A.
Yes.
Okay.
All one word. Big Mama. Or no, Big Mama. That's what I call my wife.
Big
Just so
Mama,
you know.
or is it Mag holder, mama?
It's Mag Holder Mama. I got confused.
Okay. Because you call it the
My
wife.
wife's nickname is Big Mama.
Wow.
She's awesome.
Well, and she likes that, huh?
Well, I have a niece. My brother's daughter has the exact same name as
Oh,
her.
gotcha.
And so we gave her.
Little Mama and Big Mama.
She is. She's going to be Little Mama. She's having her first kid here pretty soon.
Awesome. Is it Big Mama because she's taller than you?
No.
No
it's-
offense.
None taken. Do you remember the old Disney movie, The Fox and the Hound?
Yes, I do.
The owl, Big Mama.
Okay.
That's where it came from. She was the wise old owl who gave all the good advice, and everyone looked up to her. Big Mama.
You know what? If I was woke, I would say somehow there's some racism in there.
I'm sure there is.
And Disney would cut that. Disney has cut that.
Yeah.
The Briar Rabbit whole story. Isn't she in the
Yeah.
Big Mama? Isn't Big Mama in it?
I don't think so.
Isn't the Fox and the Hound? That's different.
It's different
than the
story.
Briar Rabbit. Okay.
Yes.
Got-
That's why it's not called the Briar Rabbit. It's
Gotcha.
called the Fox and the Hound.
Okay. I got my Disney flicks mixed up. there.
Anyway, Mag Holder Mama, you can use Get in the Van. I have candy.
I have candy.
That works also. But really, get a mag holder.
Mhm.
They're worth it.
And then look for the tactical tummy coming soon.
Yeah. Concealment Solutions, concealmentsolutions.com, have a few new things that I'm really excited about. First, I've got some new Kydex options. They are ghost flames. If you're into like Harleys or custom cars, you'll know kind of what I'm talking about, that kind of wispy ghost flame. I have ghost flame in green, orange, blue, and flat dark earth.
Nice.
And they look awesome. They are not your typical tactical colors. These, if you need a barbecue rig for the upcoming barbecue season,
There you go.
you order
Chilling and grilling.
you order a drop leg holster and build it out of one of these ghost flames, and I guarantee you will turn heads at the next barbecue. They're super cool.
You've got the Henry key holder.
So
This thing is
the
paperweight. Excuse me, paperweight.
The knuckle duster, Nux, whatever. If you guys remember back over the winter, we had Lee from Heart of Texas Metalwork. Makes brass knuckles, and they do all kinds of stuff. But that's one of the things they do. If you follow them on Instagram, it is Hot Metalworks, I believe. Does some really fantastic work. Anyway, got with Lee and told him, I need some Nux that I want it to look like Henry, the shop dog.
Mm-hmm. And it does.
And it does. other than his ears are cropped in this knuckle duster, whatever we want to call it, which his fold forward.
Yeah.
But it wouldn't make him as functional.
That's right. That's right.
So he designed these for me. I've got some on their way, just a very small batch. I'm going to make holsters for them. So it's a 2-finger brass knuckle. It's made out of, I think, 3/8 billet aluminum.
Aluminium.
So you stick your fingers in his eyeballs, and his ears are very pokey. And my main focus for these was I wanted something for my daughters and my wife to keep in their purse. Like I was telling you earlier, my one high school daughter works late, and sometimes on the weekends she'll come home at 1 in.
Yeah.
And so she has the prototype of the smaller one.
Nice. And it's got a hole in it for the keys. So
And it's got a hole in it so you can
quote unquote
your
keychain.
Yeah.
Yes.
Exactly.
Chain fob.
Just told her this, slip this over your fingers as you're walking out to your car, just in case you need to use it. So these are going to be on the website soon. I should have an initial batch, I hope, showing up this week, but we'll see. They're kind of fun though. I'll get some pictures
cool.
when that batch shows up. I'll get some pictures on Instagram and Facebook and all of that.
My wife just flew over to Denver, and she was packing, and she had this little teeny flashlight. She goes, "Hey, would you put a battery in that?" It was just like a AA. One of the cheapo incandescents, and I'm going, "What is that?" Your daughter should have a flashlight.
Yes, they do.
Yeah, they should have flashlights. Everybody should have a flashlight.
All the women in my family got little, I think they were the Tackware flashlights for Christmas.
Nice.
Yeah.
And they should carry them with them. And anytime anything happens, you pull the flashlight out.
I was super proud when we were up at the cabin. Like I told you, we didn't pull the generator out and use it. And the next morning I was clearing stuff off the kitchen table there. One of those lights was sitting on there. I'm like, whose is this? My oldest daughter, that's mine. I was using it last night. I'm like,
nice.
Right on. glad you have it.
Anecdotally.
And she clipped it onto the visor.
Is that right? Cool.
Yeah.
This is back when my daughter was playing volleyball. We went to a volleyball game in a freaking basketball, where they have volleyball and basketball.
Yeah.
Somehow the power went off up at Salt Lake Community College. Backup lights didn't come on for a while. Anyway.
And everybody was screaming and panicking.
The lights go off, and I got my light out and I'm shining it around. Nobody else in the whole thing had a flashlight.
Nobody even turned the light on their phones?
No, well, not right at first, I guess. I was proud to have a flashlight.
Yeah.
But if anything would have happened, no one else would have had it. And they were fumbling around, where's my phone?
Yeah. And that was my daughters when I gave them all those flashlights. They're like, well, what? I said, you should have a light with you all the time. Well, I have my phone with me all the time. It has a light on. That's a good point. This is a better one.
Yeah, and when your phone dies, you don't have the light.
Yeah.
And if you're burning the light, anyway.
Yeah.
I was just...
In an emergency situation, you run your phone dead because you're using it as a flashlight, and now you can't call if you need to.
You need the phone for the phone.
Right.
But, I was glad that she at least had a flashlight. I had a better one.
Yeah.
And she's misplaced it.
Yeah.
But I gave her one, anyway, like 100 lumen at least. And it'll make a big difference.
For sure.
So.
Last, I have been working on this literally for years. They are in production as we speak.
And you haven't told me about them?
Chest harnesses.
Oh, nice.
So,
yes.
I have a chest harness that I have been developing. Most of the time in the last year, I've just been trying to find somebody who can manufacture them in the United States, preferably in Utah.
Yeah.
And I found somebody up near Ogden.
Really?
She's putting these together for me. The really cool thing about this chest harness is it will bolt right on to a Cobra holster. So if you have a Cobra outside the waistband holster from Concealment Solutions, you can pull those belt clips off with a Phillips head screwdriver, because I'm trying to make them simple and easy for everyone to use. That same hardware, you can bolt on the straps from the chest harness. It'll sit right on your chest on an angle, and you can adjust the angle as well, and you're good to go in the backcountry. So when you asked me with the 10 millimeter, how am I going to carry it in the backcountry? That's kind of going to be, the primary is on my chest.
Awesome.
So I'm super excited about those.
What about mags? Can you fit a mag on with it, or?
I have not worked that out yet. Mags, I feel like, are pretty easy to carry on your waist.
Yeah. Well, the one advantage to the chest harness thing is it keeps it up out of the dirt. The drop legs, and if you're pushing through brush, you can lose a gun, and without retention, depending on the retention. But
yeah,
I don't know. They both have the advantage.
If the big advantage you have with the chest harness is if you're a fisherman, if you're fishing up in Alaska and you don't have a big sidearm with you, you're doing it wrong.
Yeah, so I've heard.
But that's where you want it, is on your chest.
You're right. That's great.
For stuff like that.
Yeah.
But I'm excited about that. I don't have pricing exactly for it, but chances are, as soon as I get this first run, I kind of need to get them so I can take pictures of the finished product, because all I have are prototypes and they're a little rough. But if you're like chomping at the bit and you want one, you get one of the first ones, call me and shoot me a text, and we'll work that out. But those are coming very soon. Probably, the Cobra holster retails for $70. I should be able to offer a kit that comes with the Cobra, just the basic Cobra holster, and a chest harness for, I have to do the math in my head. So 70.
Carry the one, and
probably
add 10%.
Probably about $110.
Now, are you going to have a DWR tax on that for people to help with habitat too?
Yes.
Should we put tax on that?
It will help with my personal habitat.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, maybe I'll run a special when I first release them and do a holster and the harness for $100.
Cool.
That would be that would actually be a pretty good deal. We never did our news story.
Yeah, I'm chomping at the bit.
Do we want to do it?
I don't know. Do we have time? That was our last.
Stan, it's our show.
It is our show.
There's no one here supervising.
This is an interesting story. Let's read it, just because you've gone to the trouble to print it off.
It's like 3 weeks ago.
Was it?
Yeah.
So it's aged.
It's seasoned.
It's seasoned. Yes, dried.
Okay.
All right, so this is our guns in the
Taco's
news.
Going to be so mad at how long this is.
Is he?
It's going to be great.
No, he won't. They'll be happy. Maybe we could have him cut it into two.
It's a bonus episode because we missed last week.
And it's the VIPs, so it really makes a difference.
Right. Here's a news story. Worman held a man at gunpoint after he tried breaking into a residence. The Marion County Sheriff's Office reported the man was arrested once deputies arrived.
Okay.
The homeowner said she was in her residence located off South 2nd Place. So it's off South 2nd.
Okay.
So if you just go to South 2nd, you aren't going to be in the right
Just
place.
look around. Look for the lady.
Yeah, who's off South 2nd. Southwest 2nd. When she heard a noise by her back door, the woman said she grabbed her handgun and confronted the would-be burglar. The woman said the man ran and she followed him. She told deputies she fired a warning shot into the ground.
No.
The suspect went into a vehicle that was on the victim's property. Then she called deputies.
Okay.
When deputies arrived, the man refused to come out. It's a good plan.
So he hid under the rug.
Instead, he hid under a rug.
If they can't see
in the
me,
car.
then I'm not here.
Yeah. Deputies managed to get the man out. He ran and was subdued with a taser. The man later was identified as this guy from Tallahassee. They handcuffed him. He faces several charges, including loitering, prowling, and trespass, and resisting an officer without violence. So
what is she charged with?
That's the question. So that is the reason why I wanted to talk about this story.
Yeah.
Because it could have gone very wrong.
I would bet $5 she goes to jail, or at least gets a citation, negligent discharge, or firing a firearm within
city limits, or
city limits,
like that.
And just right off the top, warning shots.
Bad.
Well, Biden thinks they're good.
Well, sure.
Just get a shotgun.
Yeah, just shoot him.
Just get a shotgun.
Yeah. So I mean, it worked out in the end where the bad guy was caught, and she has peace of mind because she doesn't have to go, I hope this guy isn't still out there and isn't going to come back and things like that. So that's the good part of how this ended.
It could have turned out way wrong. She could have, if she would have
pursuing him.
Yeah.
The only thing this could have been worse is if she actually shot him while she was pursuing him, because then she becomes the assailant.
Yep.
And that is a problem.
Yeah, as soon as he took off running, then he's no longer a threat.
He's no longer a threat.
As long as he's not committing a felony or threatening someone else, or
right.
I mean, there's mitigating circumstances.
There are always exceptions,
or makes a furtive movement, then she might be justified. But I wouldn't go. Well, I don't know. Do you investigate something out in your backyard? Maybe I'll look out the window, turn the light on, but I'm not going to go out and clear my backyard.
Right. Well, that's A, why I have a dog,
Yeah.
and B, why I have
a phone to call the deputies to come and
I have a solar-powered light that lives in my backyard that has a motion detector on it.
There you go.
My girls love it when it's stormy and it keeps coming on and off, and because it lights up their bedroom.
No kidding.
Who's out there? What's going on? Why does the light keep coming on?
Yeah. And that goes to layers of defense. Preparing your home for this kind of a situation.
Yeah. And in the heat of the moment with the adrenaline pumping and stuff like that, I get it. I understand why somebody's going to pursue somebody like that. And good on her for having the guts to stand up for herself and to be prepared. But I think in the future, and hopefully the police have educated her a little bit and said, maybe they didn't even know she fired the shot. Well, I guess they do. They do now. They do now if they didn't. Touché.
Unless, of course, cops don't read. They're all pigs. They
don't know.
They're all horrible. They don't read.
Hopefully she understands that wasn't the best decision. Yeah, we got the guy and that worked out, but it could have gone very, very badly for her had it gone differently. Warning shots are never a good idea. Every bullet that comes out of the barrel of your gun in a situation like that, as they say, has a lawyer attached to it.
Yeah.
And you're responsible for it.
Yeah. Greedy lawyer.
Yeah. I mean, she's in her own yard, so she is probably pretty familiar with the surroundings and everything. But, I just think about, in my front lawn, I've got this big cast iron plate where my water meter is. If I'm going to fire a warning shot into my lawn and I hit that and it goes who knows where, that could end badly in a hurry, So,
Amen.
Warning shots are never a good idea.
That's a good story. Good lesson for all of us.
Yeah.
And with that, let's wrap it up.
Shall we wrap it up?
Yes.
You're welcome for this bonus episode.
In advance, you're welcome.
Making up for our sloth last week.
Yeah.
We actually tried really hard for 2 days to try and get at least two of us together, and it just didn't happen.
Life happens.
And I did not have anything prepared to do solo. Actually, I might have been one of the ones that couldn't do it last week. I don't remember. But I am working on something that I can do, perhaps story time with Jason again. And we'll see.
I'm waiting with bated breath.
Yes, I'm sure.
Anyway, get out and take somebody shooting. Exercise your Second Amendment rights more than ever now.
Yeah.
Join the NRA, the Second Amendment Foundation, anything. They're going to pass those House bills, and we're just screwed.
Yeah. And take your meds. Take your meds and be nice, people. Just be nice. It's not that hard.
I don't think we need to say that to our listeners, but there are people out there that...
Yeah. Like the last episode that we did, the road rage episode and the stalker episode.
Yeah.
There's a lot of bad out there. We don't need any more.
No, we need to be the good.
Yeah.
Anyway, take care. Be safe.
Yeah. See you next week if you're lucky.
And here's a bonus. This is the 6.5 by 55 Swedish Mauser with about a 7-pound trigger.
That sounded like a 6.5.
6.5? Well, let me try it again. Well, here. Ready? Yeah?
Oh,
6. Yeah, I'd say 6.
I was gonna say 7.
But it should be 6.5 though, shouldn't it? It's a 6.5 Swedish Mauser.
Let's agree on 6.5.
Okay, here you go. Male and female men.
Stanley!
Oh, the Cardinal.
I can't believe you.
You heard me say I was going to turn it off, too. Gosh dang it. That was my daughter. It's bath time. She's...
Whoa. Again, let's not get into that end of your personal life.
Not her, for my granddaughter.
Oh.
She likes to say goodnight to Grandpa before bath time.
Okay.